Season 2, round number 3 here. First race at Mugello. We have 10 riders with us today. I'm the only person in commentary. And Braithwaite to lead speed. So just 9 riders. So yeah, we'll have to go through the session, restart it once the session is over, to allow Braithwaite back in the session. I am hoping to be joined by Nelson soon. When that will be, I don't know. But we have Henry now exiting pit lane, as well as the Aprilia of Bad Cats, and Touchable and Aaron joining them. So last round we had a win from Rolge and a win from Touch. So it's been an American domination so far. So we'll be looking to make a change of that. Oh, and I think Bad Cat's just lost the front there. And we have John and Bolt Thrower going out together, the 2 Hondas. Whoa, and Henry has gone down. So Mugello is one of these circuits where it's very hard to maintain a rhythm. It's all about consistency here. If you have a rhythm, you can go through the whole lap. But the West, obviously, the bike moves a lot more, the tyres are a lot softer, and the grip's obviously a lot less. So it's all about just trying to manage things, and we'll see who can come out on top. We got Q Gamer going into the session as well. Whoa, and Touch braking on the curb, you don't be doing that. And he goes straight on. Whoa, and now Henry hits the curb and he goes down. So you can just see the mistakes that are easy to make here. And that is Aaron Jacko taking the charge to start the session. Be the first person over the line to start their first laps. Harder braked into turn 1, the bikes sliding over 300 kilometers an hour plus, all the way down to about 60, 70. See the bikes wanting to dance around and just wobble. From the looks of it, Aaron's being caught here by Touch, so we'll just keep an eye on the split times. Into this long 180 right hander where the Ducati stand is. Through the Biondettis and now into the final corner of Buccini. And Touch just ran really wide and he's gone down. So here comes Aaron up to the line to set the benchmark lap time with 55.8. People making mistakes all over the place. Henry goes second, Touchball goes third. Bolt throwing out to the line. John goes second. Bolt throw goes pole by 8 tenths of a second. Here comes Rolls. And Rolls goes into fifth. So Rolls, he's on a decent lap here, and Reese is just gonna get in his way there, but luckily it didn't impact him too badly into the final corner. Henry improves his time and goes into second place. Where's Touch? Can't find him on track. Oh, he's let everyone through. Okay, so he's not going to improve his lap time. He actually boxes. Rolls goes pole by 3 tenths of a second, and here comes Bad Cat, who is approaching the last corner very slowly. Across the line for Bad Cat, and it is an invalid lap time. Henry having some, he's currently on the front row by 1/1000th of a second. But he's continuing to improve in the first two sectors. Aaron Jacko unable to improve on his sectors. Race 3's yet to set a valid lap, as well as Bad Cat, so those two will be setting PB sectors throughout this lap. John doing a personal best sector as well. Rolls missing out on his best sector time. Through the final corner. And blasting it down the straight. Where's the Yamaha gonna go? It's an attempt improvement. And Rolls looks to be improving further as well. Up to the line he goes with a bit less fuel. And he's lost time in the last sector. Reese has managed to put it all together. Where's the American gonna go? 6th. Bad Cat's and John now in the final sector. John just missing out a little bit of time in the third sector. Don't know why that will be, but he must have made a mistake somewhere, I'd imagine. And John boxes. Henry's on the track for some reason. Just being really slow. So 5 minutes to go with this session. Can anybody top Rolge? Touch is the outlier so far. He's currently in 8th place. And as I say that, he sets a red sector 1. I'm trying to... he might be following somebody. I don't know how close he is to Bolt Thrower, but Bolt Thrower also saying a red sector 1. Bolt Thrower just losing time in the second sector. Touch doesn't, however, he remains red. Can the Suzuki outdo the Yamaha, the best of the inline fours? Whoa, and Touch on a big slide there as I think the ride out device was activated over the hill. And now down the hill through, I think this is Scarperia. And into the Beyond Estes. Bolt Thrower finding time in that third sector. Touch remaining red in the third sector. Who are they going to snatch pole position from Rolge here? Here comes LCR Honda up to the line. Where is he going to go? It's pole position. What about Touch? Touch goes even further pole by 0.4 of a second. Aaron Jacker now improving his first sector. If he wants to get on the front row, he's got to find 1.2 seconds. That's quite a big ask. It's not impossible, but is, I think, 4th place currently is going to be the best he can ask for. But Bolt Thrower, he seems to be strong in that first sector. Maybe with the power that Honda and the braking performance that machine has, just able to make the best of the situation compared to the Suzuki. Through the second split, and Bolt Thrower has lost time. Aaron Jackado continues to improve, but he is finding Race Reese in his way. He tries to turn underneath him, but unfortunately he's just not able to, and that could be the end of his chance. He cuts underneath Race Reese through the second Beyond Destiny. Nicely done there. See if he can continue this improvement, and the KTM's moving a lot there. He's taking a very wide line. And now he comes up to the line. Ooh, a bit of a wheel spin as well. Up, down the straight, across the line. And he has lost time. Race Reese does improve though. Touch, his lap is out. So, Rolge is just coming up to start his final lap now. What can the championship leader do? And John's gone down at turn 4, and that might be his session over. Let's see what Rolge's first sector is. He definitely seemed to be able to improve his lap time on worn tyres, so you'd think he might be able to snatch pole position back from Touch in this last run here. It's a red sector 1. As we now go through the second sector, all second, third gear corners, medium to high speed, using the Yamaha's strength of corner speed. Taking a bit of risk for using the curb, but it seems like it's just about usable. Red through the second sector. Let's see how the third goes. Holding the brakes down into the chicane. I don't know who that was, but someone got out of the way there, so good job by them. That might have been Race Reese. So 4 riders are out. Rolled, he's ready for the third sector. It's all down to this last sector. Can he maintain his advantage to take pole position from touch? Through the final corner. He now applies the gas as he fires it out of Pacini. Up to the... Oh, that's not gone well at all. Up to the line. And he does take it by 0.3 of a second. Henry will be the last person to cross the line. Across the line. And Henry goes 4th.
As the last riders return to the pits, we take a look at the final results of this qualifying session, which has confirmed our starting grid for the race.
So we'll restart the session for Breakwing, Q Gamer and Ginge.
Good morning from Gavin Emmett. Let's take a look at the final classification of this race. The riders are enjoying a well-deserved lap of honour.
Don't quite know what's taking Ginge so long. I'm going to start at 6:40 because we've waited long enough by that point. Right, we're gonna get going. For the Italian Grand Prix in Mugello, let's see who will be the victor.
Good morning from Gavin Emmett at the Mugello circuit. We are live for one of the
So we wait for the riders to get their bike set up and choose the soft or medium tyres. Just waiting on 3 riders now. Just Henry now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's missing? Great Wing's missing. Don't know what's happened to him. So unfortunately, Great Wing's not going to be racing in this one. I don't know what's happened to him. We're finally underway, and we are off. And Roll's having a big wheelie off the start, but that's not held him off at all. And he's well away. He's already got a 3/10 gap over the rest of them as they head all the way into turn 1. And that's John going around outside of everyone. Into the second sector they go. Ooh, Roll just quite wide there. But everything is sort of just staying calm. I think maybe John just running a bit wide there and he's dropped down to 5th place. But Aaron is looking for a way past touch and he's run wide. That's going to cause Bolt Thrower to go up the inside of him and move into the podium place. But Aaron's going to try and force his way through, bumps him out of the way and moves back into 3rd place. Q Gamer's gone down. Aaron's going to go up the inside. But he's just smart enough to decide not to fully go for the move. Touch is running a bit wide through the second. Arabiata. How close all 3 of them are. Down into the chicane. 5-way train as John nearly close to Bolt Thrower. And Touch is wide. This is a 5-way fight for 2nd place. And John goes up the inside of Bolt Thrower and makes a move 2nd. John is going to go up the inside of Aaron as well. And he's through. He's through into 3rd place. And Touch is just about avoiding all this chaos behind him. And Henry is trying to go through on Bolt Thrower down into the final corner. John's going to run a bit wide and Henry. Oh god, Henry's on the curb. Aaron's on the curb as they all cut back now to the apex. Aaron's got hooked up to the back of John's rear. Down the straight they go. Honda versus KTM versus Yamaha versus Suzuki. As they now break for turn 1. Bolt Thrower goes up the inside, pushes John out wide. But John's going to try and cut back underneath. And Aaron's going straight on into the gravel. Bad Cats has gone down. John takes 3rd place back. Oh, Touch has run really well. He's gone wide. He's gone off the track. And he's gone down. Big mistake there by Touch. In these first races, he's not very lucky at all. But John now moves into 2nd place. And Bolt Thrower looking to find a way through, but John holding firm so far. Rolls at the front, 1.6 seconds. So it's the 2 Hondas in 2nd and 3rd, Henry in 4th. Through the 2nd Arabiata. Now breaking in for the downhill chicane. But can he go up the inside? No, he's put himself on the wrong side because he's now got to go around the outside for this long right-hander. But can he cut underneath the Repsol Honda? No, he can't. John holding firm still. He's now getting to the Biondettis as Bad Cats is crashing all over the place. He's having a right nightmare. Bolt Thrower now, he's got to be careful of Henry. Because Henry's going to go up the inside into Vicine. No, he's not. Oh, Touch has gone down again. Touch is having a right nightmare of consistency right now. He did really well in Chang. But unfortunately, every other race he's crashing. Ginger just joined the race. as they go back down. Oh my god, is Bolt Thrower going to make it through turn 1? No, he's not. Oh, and Henry's at the back of Bolt Thrower. Oh god. Which just hit him and knocked him off, unfortunately. Not a lot that could have been done there, unfortunately, but the long lap isn't too much of a problem here. It's the shortest long lap, so you only lose about 1 second or so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for Henry. As Rolls now a 3-second lead over these two in second and third. So when they cross the line, they'll already be starting their journey to halfway mark, as John went quite hard into the chicane, but manages to keep it on 2 wheels. Now Henry, and imagine he's going to take his long lap straight away. No, he's not. He's going to wait. Unless he's going to do it in an act, or not take it in an act of defiance to try and appeal the penalty. But we'll see how this goes on. And he has got 1 warning anyway, so he's got 1 warning until he gets another long lap, so he's got to be careful of track limits. And now it's a battle between Honda and Yamaha down this back straight, and I think we all know who's going to win that battle. The Honda just pulling away quite easily on the Yamaha. Holding the brakes now into turn 1. Into turns 2 and 3. He's trying to keep an eye on the... Oh, Touch hasn't got off track again, has he? There he has, he's gone up at turn 1. Q Gamer, he's having a nightmare as well. Lots of people struggling here in these conditions. So easy to make a mistake. And Henry, could this be the move? He's going to go round. No, he's not going to go round the outside. He's trying to find the best way through. But he just can't quite find it. Is this it into the second Arrabbiata? Nope. Trying to hold him off nicely. His race Rita's gone down. So will Henry take the long lap here? This could be his chance, but he's on the outside of John. No, he's not going to take it this lap. And John defending there, forcing Henry to set the bike up because he would have had to hit the curb otherwise. Into Buccina they go once more, as they will start the second half of their race. You see John taking a very nice wide line, firing at the Honda to make sure he gets an even better exit than the Yamaha, so he can pull away down the straight even better. So lap 5 for these guys now. Aaron in pursuit, 3.2 seconds away. See John pulling a map. It's a bit of a gap over Henry there in that last sector, 0.6 of a second. Ooh, he's at the curb, but he's just about got through it. Holding the brakes into the chicane. Oh no, he's gone down. John's gone down. He's lost the front. Oh, he was going so well. Unfortunately, he's lost the front and gone down. So Henry now is in second place. Still with his long lap to serve, but he can serve it now and be fine. And Aaron currently in third place. He's been looking for a podium for so long. If he can just stay on 2 wheels, it'll be his, as Hugh Gamer and Race Reese have made contact as these two fight for 7th and 8th places. And Q-Gamer going up the inside of Race Reese through Casanova Savelli into the first Arrabbiata, and the LCR Honda just gets in front of the RNF Yamaha. And Bad Cats has gone down again, and he's currently at turn 1, so we've got to be careful he doesn't get lapped soon. And Henry has taken his long lap penalty, but he has got to be careful, because if he exceeds any track limits, he will get a long lap penalty. But I don't know what's happened to Aaron, but he's kicked it up a gear and he's closed the gap down a huge amount over the past couple of laps. It would have been the long lap, wouldn't it? So 3 laps to go for these guys, as John now is falling under the pressure. So bolt thrower going on the brakes. These two going to make contact again into turn 1, and and John just about holds the position and stays in 4th place. Rolled out in front by 10.2 seconds. It's very much his to lose. Bolt thrower going up the inside into turn 4, and he makes the move stick. Now going to Casanova Savelli. I've just said it is his to lose, and Rold has gone down at the second Arrabbiata. Oh, and he's really struggling to get away here. Can Henry take the lead here of the race? Yes, he will. Henry leads from Rold. Huge mistake from Rold. What have I done? I said it was his to lose a few moments later, and he's gone down. Rold is going to make. I don't know if he'll know about Henry's situation in terms of track limits. He's got to be so careful. So he's going to be going that little bit slower to make sure he doesn't do any exceeding, which is probably why Rold was able to extend the gap so much over the past few laps. So Rold 1.4 seconds to close in 2 laps. It's not impossible. Q-Cam has gone down once more. Hard on the brakes into the final corner. Rold could be under threat from Aaron here. The KTM is faster down the straight. .6 seconds now between the 2 Yamahas. Aaron is going to brake early. I think he's going to make sure he finishes on this podium, because all it takes is one small mistake and he will be out of it. Rolls now is picking up the pace, closing in 4/10 in this first sector. Henry's going to try. He's going to be riding out of his skin to make sure he holds on to this place. 8/10, 9/10, 1 second. The gap is shrinking. Oh, and he's had a big lock up. He's gone on the paint, and Rolls goes back through. Big mistake there by Henry. So Rolls now, he's got to consolidate. He's got to make sure to make any more mistakes. Big mistake by Henry, just braking ever so slightly on the curb, locking up the rear, and that's all it can take. Just a small mistake like that can have such a massive consequence. There's Q-Game and Race Reese reignite their battle from a couple of laps ago. And Q-Game going up the inside of Casanova Savelli. Race Reese is going to hold it round the outside. Q-Game is going to try and undercut, but he can't because he's hooked onto the back of the rear tyre of the RNF Yamaha. He's going to up the inside into Arrabbiata 1. Or Arrabbiata Uno, and then go into Arrabbiata Due. Hard on the brakes, into the chicane. He's on the curb. He's just about surviving. Oh, but Race Reese isn't. He's going off the track, and that has lost him the place. So we start the final lap. The 2 Monster Energy Yamahas, first and second. Roll's just going to not make a mistake, and he'll come out the victor in this race. Aaron will be hoping both Yamahas hit the deck or something like that, run onto the grass to give him the chance of taking victory. Aaron is a victor here at Mugello before in Season 6, all that time ago. Six, 5 tenths, 4 tenths the gap between the two Yamahas. Can Rotoldo, can Henry find something in this final half of the lap to pull some kind of move off? Henry pushing with all of his might. Can he outdo his teammate? Riding over the crest of Arrabbiata 2, down into the chicane. Just these rolls has just got enough. I'm sure Henry's throwing caution out the window as we now go into the long right-hander. You can see the Ducati stand over there. Now you apply the gas into the Biondettis. 192. And that's a long lap for Henry. And that might just be enough to give Aaron second place here. Round the final corner they go. And it is going to be another victory just about for Rolls. Out the final corner, down the home straight. And it's going to be Rolls who will take his 4th victory out of 5. Aaron Jacko will finish in 2nd. Henry will be 3rd. Oh, Aaron, don't tell me you just... Aaron. Oh no, Henry will get 2nd because Aaron decided to do a stoppie over the line and has cost himself 2nd place. So we were all waiting for Q Gamer Race Reese. Bad Cats ain't gonna finish. Q Gamer finishes 7th and that's it. Aaron Jacko.
Let's take a look at the final classification.
So Rolls wins in front of Henry in 2nd. Aaron Jacko, once he sees what he's done, he will be kicking himself. Put through in 4th. Astra John in 5th. He was so close. He could have maybe won the race if he hadn't have gone down. Who knows? Touch finishing in 6th. He'll be angry at himself for all those mistakes. Q Gamer 7th, Race Reese in 8th, and Bad Cats in 9th. So we'll try and swiftly move on to the second part of this round at Termas de Rio Hondo, where the MotoGP guys will be there in real life next weekend. And I dread to think what a sprint race would look like around Termas with all those long, all the wide lines you can take, and also the dusty conditions as well on circuit. They'll have less time to clear all that up. So Breakwing rejoins. Right, let's let's go.
The official qualifying session is about to begin. The riders are getting ready, and we will soon see them.
So we're back up to qualifying here at Termas de Rio Hondo. Definitely, it's a difficult track, especially with some of the corners, how banked they are, and how long you spend on the side of the tyre. especially a rear tyre killer as well. But let's see what will happen in the second race. So Henry is once again the first one out the box. Breakwing in second there. He'll be annoyed the fact that he didn't get a chance to race in the Mugello. After having a podium at Chang, he's definitely capable of. You never know. Maybe he could have won that race with all the mistakes that took place. But Thomas, hopefully he can find something and challenge for the victory or the podium at least. Q Gamer, Race Reese, Bolt Thrower, Henry, Aaron, roll out, rolled in touch as well. John, I'd imagine, is just trying to find his Thomas setup. So Touch, big mistakes, and it's sort of uncharacteristic with these mistakes from Touch, but we're already at the halfway stage now of this championship, and it's sort of like there's not a lot of time now. With Rolder's consistency, 4 victories, Touch is really gonna have to go on the Colin Edwards spree here of winning every single race and hope that Rolls makes some form of mistake. But I definitely won't count Touch out of doing that. He's done it before. He's pulled out some amazing comebacks at the end of seasons, and especially in like season 6 and 7, where he took the championship down to the last round. Unfortunately, in those instances, it never went his way. Season 6 because he couldn't turn up due to the time difference, and in season 7 just because the gap was simply too big to beat Josh. But Henry is now on his way to round turn 1. Running quite wide on exit, going onto the dusty part of the circuit there. You can see the clean line, very dark, where all the rubber has been laid by all the riders. Now hard on the gas, down the back straight. This is where the Yamaha is going to lose most of its lap time, given its lack of speed compared to the V4s. Down the straight, going down the box, into the hairpin of turn 5. Multiple lines you can take through, a very nice tight line, or a bit of V-shaped line, or it's very, all sorts of ranges can be taken. Through the long left hander, now into the right hander of turn number 7, which then connects through turn 8. Into the Aston section now, turns 9, and you flick a little bit right for turn 10, you flick back left for the long turn 11. And now you set the bike up, ready for this hairpin where we've seen so many incidents and crashes over the course of its span since 2014. And now across the line for Henry, he does a 1:36.1. Not the strongest of lap times, and Breakwing goes to the top. I'm trying to find everyone. Where? Right, there's Bolt Thrower. He crosses the line. He goes second. Touch goes to pole. Aaron goes second. Where's Rolled? Here comes Rolled. He's going round turn 11 now as he approaches turn 12 and 13. Hold on the brakes. 2 orange sectors, so Touch at the moment seems to be the strongest one. Through the final corner, where does the championship leader go? He goes 7th, so he must have gone down there. And Breakwing, a red sector 1 for the Dutch rider, but just struggling to enter turn 5. So maybe his rider, his rear preload is a little bit high. And now we flick over to the right of turn 7. Red sectors and for everyone inside the top 3. So this track really is a rear tyre killer, because you're on the side of the tyre so much, but you're in that range on the gearbox where you're at the high part where the tyre really spins up with all the torque. So it's all about your right hand. It's all about what gears you use and what rear tyre you use. But given it its cloudy conditions, I'm expecting medium on the rear. Front tyre is generally open between all 3 compounds. but we'll see what the guys go for. Breakaway goes back to the top. 34.8. Here comes Touch, and you can see Bolt Thrower just going into pit lane. Here comes Touch on the Suzuki. He crosses the line and he goes back to the top of the standings. And here comes Rolls now entering sector 3, and he goes red now. Can Rolls move to the top? 34.6, the benchmark lap time so far by Touch. Around the final corner, he takes a wide line, not as tight as Touch did. Up to the line, and he goes pole by 34 thousandths of a second. Bad Cat's had a really torrid time in Mugello. He'll be hoping for a lot better this round as he goes onto the paint, and the paint causes there's a little bit of a rise to it, and that is what has caused Bad Cat's to go down. John's still in pit lane, so don't know what's going on, whether he's gone to the toilet or something, but he's still in pit lane. Yet to do a lap. I don't think I've got a message off him or anything, so I don't quite know what is up with him. Henry 1.1 seconds off. Oh, and Touch has gone down. Touch goes down at the final corner. Luckily he's crashed in the right place just so he can just about just there too many times, but he can get into pit lane and put on some new fresh rubber and some new fuel. I believe we're about to see Rolled go into pit lane 2 as he brakes fairly soft compared to normal. There you go, he rolls into the pit entry and will now fit on some new soft rubber or medium rubber depending on what they prefer, because of this track, even though it is cloudy and the temperature's down, with how much you do use the rear here, the soft rear can burn up quite badly. This Q Gamer takes a very interesting line through turn 6, but he improves anyway. I mean, his lap time is 18.5 seconds off the pace, so I'm assuming he's had quite a few crashes on that lap. As he now changes direction. Ooh, it's the curb, but the bike and the Honda is moving all over the place. Now he changed direction and changed direction once again. Left, right, left. Another personal best. And now hard on the brakes into the penultimate corner. Across the line, and he goes 7th, 1.4 seconds off. John's finally at the box. Whatever his problems were, I'm sure I'll find out. And Bolt Thrower now improving. Can he jump any higher? So can Bolt Thrower continue his improvements on the LCR Honda? Yes, he does. Through the long left, the last proper left-hander of the circuit. And now change direction to the hard braking of turn 13. On the side of the tyre for so long, but he picks it up so he can do a bit more straight line braking. Maybe roll through the corner a bit more. And now across the line, and Bolt Thrower moves into 4th place, half a second off. And now Aaron will start his next lap. Aaron not improving in the first sector. Let's see what he can do in the second one. So Aaron, it looks like he's not going to improve, but we will take a look at John now in his opening lap of the session, spending the majority of it in pit lane. Whoa, and Roll just he's gone down at turn 6. Very strange place to crash there. Maybe he hit the curb, or well, the curb's fine there. Maybe he just hit the grass. I don't know. It's a very strange place to crash. I think I think it's lag, but I don't know who would have been close enough to lag with. But Touch, although he was red in the second sector, he's just lost that little bit of time in the third. So I think Rolls was a bit weak in that second sector. So that'll be something to keep an eye on during the race. But here comes John into the final corner, or the penultimate corner, sorry. And he rounds. He comes to turn 14, across the line, and he goes 7th. So he's going to have a couple more laps at it, unless he boxes. He can always lost the front. He's gone down very easy crash to do that. You just tip in. It's just as the point you're about to lift off the brake, the front tucks underneath you and your face plant the ground. So easy to do. So I would imagine John will just box, put some more rubber in, reduce the fuel as much as possible, and go back out. As it seems like Aaron and Q Gaber are having a small battle by themselves as Breakwing. So Volge's Breakwing's gone down. It definitely seems like Rolge's second sector is not the strongest. So he's just got to keep an eye on people's third sectors, because whatever Rolge's problem was in that second sector, he's definitely making up for it in the third. Bad Cats crosses the line and he goes into 9th place, demoting Race Reese down to last. As Rolge is now in the second sector, and he's grey, and he's not on it as well in this one. So in a bit of a strange second half of this session. So will Rolge box? I mean, at this point now, it's actually quite tight. Whether you can make it, you probably could box. It will be very close though, but it's probably safer to stay out if you've got enough tyres and fuel. So Rolge now behind John into sector 1. Oh, and John's gone down again at turn 1. See, where's Touch and so Touch now starting his final lap of the session. Into turn 1. See, taking a little bit of caution, just sitting the bike up, making sure he doesn't lose the front. And now to turn 2. Don't know if he was using the right device there, because Suzuki looked strangely squatted. And it's a red sector for Rolls. What's it going to be for Touch? See the right device going down there again. A red sector for Touch. Rolls loses time in the second sector. Will stay on board with the Suzuki. Down the straight, hard on the brakes now into turn 5. Touch opting for a little bit of a wider line, not hugging the apex much, and he's not going to use the curb either. And he remains red in second sector. Now it's all about this third sector. We know Rolls was extremely strong in the third sector last time around on his lap. Maybe just a better control of the spinning through this section here. Here we go into turn 9, into the Aston section. Change the direction and Touch. It's a personal best in the third sector. It's all going to come down to this last sector. If Touch can maybe just corner cut, not corner cut, but just shorten the length of that last corner, just make it as straight as possible, that might just be enough to take pole position around the final corner. He goes a bit hot. He's not too hot now. He's going to go across the line, and he goes pole by 99 thousandths of a second. And Rolge's lap is over, so that is it. Oh, Bad Cat has got himself DQ'd. Aaron going extremely wide out of turn 8. holding the gas. You can hear the V4 of the KTM grunting. Holding the brakes, can Aaron find a way onto the front row? But he's completely butchered the last corner. I feel like he shifted down the gears too quickly, overriding the engine braking system, and he's lost it in the last sector. Breakwing is improving. Can he find anything in this last sector to try and maybe steal pole position? It's going to be a one hell of a last sector to do so, but let's see. Holding the brakes, tipping over on the gas. Q Gamer goes into 6th right at the end. Breakwing improves by 10 for the second, but it's just not enough. But we're looking at quite a strong grid here. It could be close for this race.
Pole position is confirmed with the end of the qualifying session.
So it is Touch who takes pole position ahead of Rolls in second. Breakwing third, Aaron fourth, Buck for fifth, Q Gamer sixth, Henry seventh, John 8th, Race Freaks ninth, and Bad Cats who got himself DQ'd, or who got DQ'd, I should say.
Welcome to Turnmaster Rio Honda.
Right, so we'll quickly get this race underway, quit the session, get Bad Cats back in, and we'll get going again. Oh, and those jump starts as well by 5 of them.
While the riders enjoy a well-deserved lap of honour, let's take a look at the final results of this race.
That's the grid, cloudy, everything's correct. Right, let's go.
Welcome to Turnmaster Rio Honda MotoGP fans. We are live.
So the guys will put their setups in and let's see what they can do. Hopefully they'll give us a good race. Everybody's readied up, so let's get going. So Touch on pole position. Can he maintain that position and win his second race of the season? He'll need it. Lights are on. And we are off. And Roll's having a really poor reaction time, and he's dropped all the way down to about 6th as they head into turn 1 for the first time. And it is going to be Touch who leads, Aaron in 2nd, Breakwing in 3rd, Henry 4th, Botfaro 5th, Cuba 6th, Rolled all the way down to 7th place. Really poor start for the championship leader, but Touch back out in front. You'll be looking to maintain this position. Henry back off his 2nd place, looking for a really strong finish, and Aaron as well. All these guys have been on the podium more or less in the past couple of races. Aaron's going to use the power of that KTM to go side by side with the Suzuki and take the lead of this race. But look at the Ducati of Breakwing down the straight into turn 5, and it is going to be Touch who gets the best out of the affair. No, it's not. It's Aaron. Aaron gets the best out of the affair. Race has gone down as they're all jostling for position. You can see the background there. Lots of change. You can Touch up these side into turn 7. Oh, and it's all packing up here. I believe one of them's gone. No, none of them have gone down, thankfully. And it's Aaron who remains at the front. Just look at the gaggle of riders he's got behind him. Henry and Boltford are fighting. Oh, Breakwing's going really wide. Oh, contact between the two Yamahas, and Roach finds his way through, but Q Gamer now looking to find his way through as Touch is very close to the back of Aaron. Here comes Q Gamer up the inside of Roach. Roach using a hard rear tyre. I did not expect him to use that given the cold conditions. That could be due. That could have held him up and down on the start. He'd definitely be strong at the end, but I've just wondered if he could generate enough heat in that rear tyre to make it last. He will be struggling from cold tear as Brickwing goes up the inside of Touch, runs a little bit wide, and Touch retakes the place into 2nd. Aaron Jacko 6/10 for 2nd lead. He's got some rhythm here, and we've not. This is not something we usually see from Aaron. We just pray to God he can keep it going as Brickwing up the inside into turn 3, but through turn 4, Touch goes back on the inside. It's a cutback. It's a cutback show with some fingering on there. But Brickwing's going to use the power of that Ducati. The Bologna Bullet's an absolute rocket ship in the straight lines we've seen from most for the past 10 years, 10-15 years, as Henry and Bolfer have come together and have both down. John's gone down. Oh my lord, it's a crash fest down at turn 5 as Rolls now is running quite wide. I think he's just struggling for a rear grip here with that hard rear. Everyone else on a medium from what I can tell. So just keep an eye on how things pan out. But Aaron Jacko still in the lead. Q Gamer runs really wide and relinquishes 4th place to Rolt, and he cuts across the circuit as well. That's something he shouldn't really be doing, but I don't know if he got a warning for that. I'm not quite sure though. But all this fight between these 4 has allowed Aaron just to eke out that little gap. But Aaron runs really wide, but he's managed to stay on the machine. That's what counts. As Rolls has gone really wide through the last corner, looking up the corner and drops back down to 5th place. So Rolls really struggling there. I'm pretty confident that it will be down to the rear tyre choice he's made as Touch runs really wide, and that's going to allow Brickwing to turn the Ducati GP22 underneath the Suzuki GSX-RR. But Touch just about holding him off. But all these minute mistakes and little bits of battling is allowing Aaron to get away at the front. 9/10 a second. The gap is now, and well, we know what's about to happen here. Breakwing is about to blast past the Suzuki once more down this straight. It ain't even a contest. Breakwing retakes the place, but he pulls right in front of Touch. That could have gone wrong, but Breakwing's actually broke himself there, it seems like, and the Suzuki's back through. So Breakwing just struggling to make these moves stick here. The great moves what he's doing, but he can't get him stuck. But that might be it there. He's through it. Turn 6. Touch runs a little bit wide, just a little bit delayed. Turn in for the Suzuki, and he's through. And Breakwing, he could be. Yeah, I don't think he's ever won a VollGazzRacing. He's definitely had a 2nd place. He's never been on the podium. but he's never won. As these two go side by side, Touch goes round the outside at turn 9 and retakes the place. It's amazing that these guys are fighting so much and Aaron's not actually took that much time out of them. If these guys stop fighting, maybe they'd actually get onto the back of Aaron. But these two continue to fight and Breakwing back out in front into second place. I know Hal will be watching on screaming probably, and I'm sure living in that household with your brother screaming is probably very off-putting. But here we go, Breakwing, fastest lap of the race. Aaron into turn 1. You can see maybe Rolls now, that hard rear time might have just heated up now, but he hasn't got much time. It's only 9 lap race, 1 lap 4. Time, it's like the sprint race in GP, time's running out. You haven't got a lot of time. You can't just wait and let the race come to you. You've got to do some action. But it's definitely going to be between these 5 for the race victory. Any one of these 5 can win. So far it's looking like it's Aaron Jacobs to lose as he goes down into turn number 5 for the 4th time. As Touch goes, always completely battered Breakwing off the circuit, and he's going to allow Breakwing back through, but that's now caused the domino effect, and Q Gamer is now going through on Touch, and maybe Rolls might try as well. Big mistake there by Touch, just naturally breakers, maybe just getting caught up in the slipstream. Oh, and Rolls and Touch make contact, and Rolls forces his way through on the Suzuki. Has now approached the Aston section. Really big mistake there by Touch. He just, oh, he's going to go through. And he forces his way through on Rolls. He takes so much corner speed for that section. He bumps his way through on Q Gamer as well, and Touch is into third. No, he's not into 3rd place. Q Gamer's holding the corner speed round the outside. The Honda somehow taking better corner speed than the Suzuki, and Rolls now goes up the inside of the pair of them, but Rolls runs really wide, and Q Gamer holds on to 3rd place. Aaron back again, 1.2 seconds the gap. Breakwing got all that work to do again, but even more work this time because Aaron never got the gap over 1 second. As Q Gamer holds off the Suzuki, Rolls would try and go up the inside, but the Suzuki blocks his path. And the 2 Americans, they might not be holding their streak here. It's been the American show. Whoa! Whoa! No! So Touch go up the inside of Q Gamer, forces him very wide, having to sit the back and maybe even a bit of contact, and that just meant that lines merged between him and Rolls, and Q Gamer's gone down in the process. Back at the front, Aaron Jacker, 1.1 seconds, 5 out of 9 laps. So we're at the halfway point now. It's been a perfect race from Aaron, nothing, another way to say it. Can he, if he can just stay on, I believe he's going to win. Q Gamer's knocked off his teammate. Oh Lord. That is not good stuff by the Dutchman. I know he completely just obliterated him, unfortunately. But Henry now looking to try and fight back on the LCR Honda man as you go into turn 13 now, hard on the brakes. But he's holding a nice tight line, and I think he should be able to hold up to 5th place until he takes a long lap penalty. But Aaron, 1 second, he's holding the gap. Oh, Henry's gone down anyway, yeah, so Q Game will be safe in 5th. So the gap, 1 second and 2.2 seconds, so it's between these two now. Aaron versus Breakwing. Who's going to emerge out victorious? I think apart from on lap 1, Aaron actually managed to do the whole race without crashing, so it's a step in the right direction. He's managed to stay on during most of the time in the wet. Can Aaron just do it in the dry? It's been such a big talking point for Aaron this entire game, through all the 3 seasons. He's been strong, he's been good, he's had good pace, but consistency, staying on those 2 wheels, has been his biggest issue. But it could be turned around today. It's been a while since he's tasted victory. I believe his last victory was Mugello. I might be wrong, he might have taken victory somewhere else in that season. But he definitely won at Mugello, I know that for sure. It's definitely since season 6, he's never won since season 6. 9 tenths of gap. Breakwing, he's never won a race either, but his brother has. He knows what the taste of victory is like, and Aaron's going really wide here on the dirty part of the track. That's going to cost him a couple of tenths of a second, and Breakwing is just starting to close in there ever so slightly. Oh, and Race Race has gone down, but now the gap half a second. Breakwing now, he's in slipstream. It's 3 tenths of a second now. Breakwing's in slipstream. So he's going to have to care from the braking zones, but down that back straight, you just know that Breakwing is going to be a problem for Aaron. That KTM is fast, but nothing's faster than the GP22. There's Mr. Dietry. So we come onto the back straight now. Aaron taking a wider line to take more corner speed and exit speed to try and hold off that Ducati. I think the gap's just about big enough to go down the straight. We see the Ducati's gaining. Hard on the brakes now into turn 5. When Aaron's run wide, Aaron's run a little bit wide, but he's just about recovered and remains in front. He's now changed direction now down into turn 6. Really long left-hander 4th or 5th gear depending on your gear ratio. And now you change direction once more under the Michelin sign and into turn 7. Aaron with a massive wobble, and he's dropped down to 2nd place. Breakwing takes the lead with just 2 and a bit laps to go. Big mistake there by Aaron, but he's crucially stayed on. Q Gamer's gone down. He's got 2 long lap penalties now, so he must have got 1 for track limits. Big mistake there by Aaron, but good that he managed to stay on. Crucially stayed on, but can he recover? 6, now 7 tenths to gap. Touchable, 6, 1.7 seconds behind. You just feel like that gap might not be recoverable. It's 2 laps, but if it's a bit of fighting between Breakwing and Aaron, never say never. Rolled. Oh, Q Gamer's gone. Rolled 7 seconds back, so he must have gone down without me noticing. Oh, and Aaron's really wide through turn 1. But he's going to get a better exit out the turn. Breakwing, well performance so far by the Dutchman. 2 laps to go for him. Down the back straight he goes. This is the part where he doesn't have to worry about a thing. He just lets this machine do the work, gaining about a tenth every single time. Nine tenths the gap. Now it's 1 second. Breakwing's back. He just looks the most in control, and it seems like it's a bit more effortless compared to the rest. But Touch is slowly closing in on Aaron, but I just don't think time is on his side. I think that big mistake by hitting Breakwing was just enough to prevent his race-winning charge. But crucially, is ahead of Rolled, but yeah, it's going to be a tough ask to close between Rolled in the championship, because that gap now is going to be quite big. As we now go into the final 2 corners for the penultimate time. Breakwing starts the final lap in first position. 14 more turns for him, and he will become a VollGazz winner for the first time. Down the straight into turn 1, 1.1 seconds the gap over Aaron Jacko. Can Aaron do anything? He finished 3rd place in race 1. It could be a second. He should have been a 2nd place, but unfortunately for him, he did a stop without knowing the rider in front had a long lap penalty. This time, that won't be the case. Breakwing has got no warnings whatsoever. Out of turn 3 and 4, down the straight. The gap's 1.2 seconds. It will probably be about 1.3 by the end of this straight. As now go into the braking zone. I'm actually holding on to the gap down the straight. It's a bit strange that. But into turn 5, Breakwing just taking a bit of caution, making sure he doesn't fold the front. It's so easy to do so in that turn. I'm running a little bit wide. Touch just doesn't seem to be able to do anything at this situation. He's going to have to pray for a mistake by the 2 guys in front for any chance of victory. Around turn 7, into turn 8. The rear tyre spinning. Bike has got DQ'd again. Lots of spinning there, as you can tell by Breakwing, so the tyre's going off quite badly. But here we go, through the right, now the left. Just 3 more corners for Breakwing to negotiate. He's going to have a little bit of a kink through here. Hard on the brakes for the penultimate corner. He's taking full caution. Round the penultimate corner, He does the small left, and Breakwing is a winner in VollGazzRacing. Aaron Jacko finishes in second, a great result by him. Touch finishes in third. Rolled on his hard rear tyre, making the wrong choice that ultimately could have been what cost him a chance at a race win today. He finishes in fourth. Bolt Thrower, he got knocked off by his teammate, but he's managed to finish inside the top 5 anyway. Henry will finish 6th after his small crash. And then Astra John rounding out the penultimate corner, and he'll finish in 7th. And that'll be it, with Race Racing 8 for Bad Cats DQing and Q Gamer DNFing. So Breakwing takes his first win in VollGazz. Aaron in second, Touch in third, Rolled in fourth, Bolt in fifth, Henry in sixth, John in seventh, Race Racing in eighth, Bad Cats in ninth, and Q Gamer in 10th. So we will, well, none of the guys are actually at the party at the moment, but they are joining. And they are joining in numbers now. We just wait for the rest of them to join in. And to be honest, this session it's only just 22 now. So as soon as this race is, as soon as this stream is finished, I'll be loading up the lobby for the next guys. So I think we got the guys I'm expecting. Just we haven't got Henry here. But while we wait for Henry, we will start off with 3rd place in Mugello. Aaron, I think this is at Mugello. It was your first podium of the season. You should have got 2nd place, but I think you weren't aware of the fact that Henry had a long lap, and due to your little stop at the end, that cost you the chance of 2nd place. But was it a relief for you to finally get on the podium in this season? Yep. Yeah, congratulations, we'll be back with you in just a few moments. As we now move on to the race winner at Mugello, Rolled. So Rolled, you did a fantastic job. You got to the lead, you cleared off by 10 seconds, and I don't know if you're aware, but I did sort of curse you, and I said, "Oh, Roll's out in front. He can't make a mistake," and then you went down to Arriata 2. But you just about held on and took victory. What was that race like for you?
Yeah, the race was good. Definitely feeling pretty confident in the wet. I know I have the pace. I was pushing a little bit too hard than I should have with the 10-second lead, but I felt confident in the bike and it's getting a little bit too good. So I made a stupid mistake. Henry did a great job taking the lead, but he made a slight mistake, and I was able to take it and hold it off to the end. But yeah, good race. Just trying to keep it consistent, avoid making these silly little mistakes, and yeah, hopefully I'll just keep this going and take the podium next 2 races.
Yeah, and there's just one thing, Termas, you were the only rider in the top 5, in that top 5 battle, to choose a hard rear tyre. Do you think that was a difference in your result today?
Oh yeah, for sure. I took a gamble using the hard rear. I probably should have stuck with the medium. I didn't have the speed in the beginning of the race, and it wasn't really helping me towards the end either. So I think that's what kind of got me stuck in the pack and just couldn't match the pace of the front guys. But yeah, bad move, bad choice. I guess I'll go with my gut next time, but I'm still happy to stay in the top 5.
Yeah, so congratulations. You retain your championship lead for another round. So we now move on to Touch. After a little bit of a disaster at Mugello, to return to podium, a race win could have definitely been possible. I think just a few mistakes just cost you the chance of taking that victory.
Yeah, I wasn't really feeling all too comfortable for Mugello to begin with, so that's why it ended in kind of a disaster. But nevertheless, at Termas, I felt much more comfortable. That's one of my favorite tracks. I also want to say congratulations to Breakwing for finally winning his first race. Top job. And same thing with Aaron for being on the podium. I know that's he's been working hard for that. But yeah, no, I look forward to next week. It's a good race.
Yep. Well done. And we move back to Aaron now. So Aaron, one of the big things for me is the fact you've gone this whole race without crashing, and there was one moment where you nearly ended up on the floor, but you did a good job to hold it. How was the race for you? Yeah, well done. On you're the only rider to do a double podium today, so well done. And we move on to the race winner. Breakwing, you're finally a race winner in VollGazz. How did it feel?
It felt so amazing, dude. It feels so amazing. Still feels unreal. I can't believe this actually happened with all the internet issues I had today. Just stressing out to get the connection back up and running so I could actually just race. I was so pumped up because of Mugello, where I lagged out because of my internet. I was feeling really confident to actually do the race, but yeah, it is what it is. And then with Thermos, I put all my eggs in that basket, and thanks to Sciafic with the setups and the Howling Disease with the setups, I just managed to actually just feel at one with the bike. At least I feel one with the bike for once. So yeah, it actually felt so amazing. Also the battle with Touch, yeah, I really enjoyed that. It also just made me forget about all of the stress about the race, the position. It just made me enjoy it more. So yeah, I really hope I can do better in the upcoming races. So I look forward to that.
Yeah, congratulations on a great victory, and hope for the first of many for you.
Thank you.
So that's it for round number 3 for Division 2. We'll be back for Division 1 in just about 15 minutes or so. And yeah, we'll see you guys then. Goodbye.